If you watched yesterday's devlog, you saw that there was a problem with the sprite engine, and here I'm showing that the problem has been fixed and there are two sprites that are overlapping each other, but they still render perfectly well. So that's all there is to show for now. So I'm going to talk about just sprites in general for a little bit. One example that I want to bring up is one of the games that I mentioned in the demo as well, called Magician's Curse. And this is a perfectly executed sprite. As you can see, there's no flicker, it's fully masked, and it just looks perfect in every way. So it's very well done, especially when you consider how old this game is. And how is it done? Basically, the processing starts at the bottom of the frame, and by the time it finishes at the top of the frame, the sprite is fully rendered. Now, one sprite at this size can be easily done. Now, let me show off another example real quick. This is Ikari Warriors, which is a great game, by the way, but you can see the flicker here, and this is exactly the reason. By the time the machine gets to the line where the enemies are being displayed, it's still trying to render them, which is why the flicker occurs. So this is where double buffering comes in. Basically, it's a really simple idea. You're always displaying one buffer or one screen, and while you're displaying that, you're rendering to the other. And when that rendering is done, you switch over, and so on. So this way, there's no flicker. The rendering can be done regardless of where the screen display actually is. So to go over software sprites really quickly, the rendering can be broken down in many ways, but I would say the easiest to explain is that there are three major steps. One, restore. We'll talk about this in a minute. Two is movement and dealing with anything that animates in the background or moving the scene and so on. And three is rendering. Now, obviously, this third step is the most complicated. It further breaks down to, number one, getting the background characters that the sprite will be occupying, taking the graphics from those background characters, rendering the sprite on top of it, either with masking or without, and then drawing those characters back onto the screen. And then in the next frame, that's where restore comes in. Whatever we have previously saved will have to be restored. Now, if you're drawing multiple sprites and you place them in the order of 1, 2, 3, when you're restoring them, they have to go in reverse order. So you restore 3, then 2, then 1. And this was the problem with the first iteration of the engine that I've made. So it's been corrected, and now it looks like this. The next steps will be to make the sprites actually move. Right now they are at a fixed position on the screen. So hopefully I'll make some progress with it.